What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And with all the recent talk of there being another superstar shakeup after SummerSlam, I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video called 10 wrestlers who could get traded in the rumored shakeup. And let's get straight on the video with number 10, the iconic duo going to SmackDown Live. Last night at NXT TakeOver, we saw the iconic duo talking to Daniel Bryan in one of the suites. This has led me to believe that they will be making their way to SmackDown Live very soon. Although I don't really think they're that ready for the main roster, this could possibly help them, as we've seen others have a lackluster career in NXT while thriving on the main roster. Alexa Bliss and Carmella are two names that come to mind, so if they get called up, it may actually end up being a good thing. Also, they could help the SmackDown Women's division, which needs a lot of work. Number 9, the Usos going to Raw. The Usos have done a fantastic job on SmackDown Live ever since turning heel. They are completely new people to me, and to be honest with you, they are one of my favorite tag teams that are currently in the WWE. I saw something on Twitter saying that they might get traded to Raw, and it does make a lot of sense. They feuded with everyone on SmackDown. They feuded with American Alpha, Breezango, and the New Day. Getting moved to Raw would give them a lot of new fresh matchups, such as the Hardys, the Revival, and Cesaro and Sheamus. This could lead to a lot of fun matches, and I really hope they end up winning those Raw tag titles, making them Raw and SmackDown Live tag champions. Number 8, Neville moving to SmackDown Live. It was a huge shocker when Neville lost his championship match to Akira Tozawa. I'm still shocked, but he is set for a rematch at SummerSlam tonight. I believe he will lose that match and end up getting traded to SmackDown Live, becoming a big part of the brand. Neville is seriously one of the best overall wrestlers in the company. He is still selling his title loss from Monday Night Raw. I think it's time he moves on to bigger things. The first order of business is getting traded to SmackDown Live and having an amazing feud with AJ Styles for the US title. Imagine other matches with guys such as Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. The possibilities are endless. Number 7, Andrade Cien Almas to Raw. Andrade Cien Almas is exactly what Vince McMahon wants. McMahon has been desperately asking for a Mexican wrestler who can actually go in the ring as well as receive a reaction from the crowd. Alberto Del Rio and Sin Cara were both attempts at this, but they couldn't get the job done. Aside from Vince McMahon falling in love with him, I think he will fit perfectly on Monday nights. Andrade can make guys look like $1 million. He will be a great opponent for guys such as The Miz, Jason Jordan, Apollo Crews, and pretty much anyone in the mid-card division. And who knows, if Vince is really impressed with him, he could possibly win the Universal title. That's a stretch, but I have long arms. Number 6, Enzo Amore going back down to NXT. With all the heat concerning Enzo Amore, I see him getting sent back down to NXT as a way to punish him. I was never aware of how much heat he actually had, but it's a lot. Also, it's not even that bad of a thing if he does go back down to NXT, because if he stays on Raw, he will fail and be an afterthought. Personally, I would want to keep him as a manager because he is sloppy in the ring. If he does end up getting demoted to NXT, which isn't bad because if you saw last night's TakeOver, you'll see which is a better show between that and SummerSlam, I think he'll do pretty well there. Hopefully he gets better in the ring. Number 5, Gallows and Anderson going to SmackDown Live. When these two guys arrived from New Japan, I had high hopes for them. As we all know, the creative team likes to disappoint fans, and these guys have been terribly booked. I think a move to SmackDown Live would be the best for them because they need a fresh start. The only problem with this is that the New Day are champs and the feud was dreadful last year. Who knows though, we could get a better storyline than that doctor crap we witnessed last year. I would also love to see Gallows and Anderson feud with Breezango. They always call people nerds, and Breezango are the definition of nerds. It could be one of the funniest feuds we've seen in a while. Number 4, Bobby Roode going to Raw. The Glorious One lost his match to Drew McIntyre, which means he is no longer the NXT champion. With Adam Cole attacking Drew McIntyre, this pretty much means that will be the next feud for the NXT title. Where does this leave Bobby Roode? Should he stay in NXT and be overshadowed by them? I don't think so. I think he is going to go to Raw. The only fear I have for him is that they will book him terribly. He is too good to be a joke on Raw. Hopefully they handle him correctly. If they do, it could be something special. It could be something glorious. He is also in his early 40s, which means he's not getting any younger. I think Raw will soon get the Glorious One. Number 3, Finn Balor going to SmackDown Live. Last year, Finn Balor was going to be the next face of Raw. He even won the Universal title within 30 days of being on the main roster. Unfortunately, he suffered from an injury which was very severe that took him out of action for many months to come. Since returning, it's evident that Raw will not be utilizing him like he should be. Balor needs to move SmackDown Live like the club because he needs a fresh start. I can see him becoming a major part of SmackDown Live and possibly winning the WWE Championship. I just hope Road Dogg doesn't make him an anti-American demon. Also, if he gets moved to SmackDown with Gallows and Anderson, we'll have them three as well as Styles on the same brand, which should be interesting. Number 2, Randy Orton going to Raw. Randy Orton is another guy I saw on Twitter that is rumored to be traded to Raw. I mean, I don't really have much to say about this. Orton can have a lot of new matchups with the likes of Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, or even possibly a rematch against Brock Lesnar. Orton's been pretty still on SmackDown, so maybe a move to Raw can maybe help him out. And number 1, Asuka going to SmackDown Live. Asuka is the best booked female of all time. I think that's safe to say. She is one of the greatest champions of all time, and she shouldn't lose her NXT title. I think she is getting called up to SmackDown Live with her NXT title. There will most likely be a tournament held in NXT to determine the next women's champion. I would love to see her on SmackDown Live. She could face off against the likes of Natalya, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. She has been in NXT for a very long time now, and maybe it's time to show her dominance on the main roster. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and I'll see you all later.